All right, everybody. Thank you all for taking a little bit of time out of your day for Hoffmann Group USA to show you how to use our e-configurator for our eForms. The eForms are our foam 5S tool storage layouts to help you organize toolboxes. They don't have to go in toolboxes, really, whatever you need better tool organization with. My name is Michael Gary. I'm going to go ahead and get started. That's me. Uh, let's see. I am a regional sales representative for Tennessee and Kentucky. Been with Hoffman Group USA for 3 years now. One of my points on here I want to make, I'm a basic eForm user. I don't have any special training. The system is designed that way so that you, as you know, a basic user can get some tips and you can take the system and design a product with it. And it's really a great system, so I'm excited to share it with you. A little bit more about Hoffman Group USA. We view ourselves as consulting partners. We are not an Amazon of the world. We're not a place that wants to drop a catalog off and provide a way for you just to buy stuff. We want to consult with you and help you to perform better. Our portfolio of what we offer, in addition to our consulting services, is cutting tools, metrology, hand tools, and workstations and storage. I think a lot of people know us as maybe one or two of those and might not know that we are a total systems partner for quality products in all of those areas. So, um, a couple of things about our eForm layouts. Um, they are CNC milled. The pockets are. It's 100% accuracy for the fit of the tools in the foams. Some of the benefits, your missing tools are easy to find. You don't have to go crawl around a machine that you were just in to see if you got your wrench out or not. You can look in your box and see if it's there or if it's not. Quicker removal of tools. You don't have to search for it. I know a lot of guys that have 10, 15 millimeter wrenches in their box because they couldn't find it the first time and ordered a second one. And then they couldn't find it the second time and ordered a third one. So this helps prevent that. It saves you money. Um, I'm going to show you today how to do the virtual planning part on our website. It's quick, it's easy, and it saves a significant amount of time and money over taking a piece of foam and carving it with a knife, which is what most people do. And finally, it's an important component of the 5S method, which a lot of facilities are going through audits for currently. So it helps you with that system. Some of my goals today that I hope you will learn. And again, this is a basic system. It goes far beyond what we'll touch just today. I hope you'll leave knowing how to get on the configurator. As simple as that is, it can be a struggle sometimes. We're going to create a basic eForm with Garant tools. Garant is our premium line of tools. The system is not limited to our tools in our catalog. You can put custom tools in it. We are not going to touch on how to do that today. We'll talk through some tips and tricks for creating the best layouts, for organizing it. And like I said, I'm running around Tennessee and Kentucky helping people. If you don't know who your local representative is for Hoffman Group, you can reach us by phone or send an email to the email listed here, and I'll leave this up just for a second so that you can jot that down, and we can connect you with the person who can come in person or at least personal service over the phone. And finally, I'm going to keep the PowerPoint as short as possible, so thanks for bearing with me. So this, to be honest with you, this is the type layout we're going to design. This is made with a basic piece of foam and an X-Acto knife. If you look really close, I'm going to be honest, the picture makes it looks really bad in person. But that's typical. If a facility has foams, that's what I've seen. And to be honest, this takes a long time for a person to cut out. Um, we're going to walk through today. This is our foam on the right. We're going to walk through how to create this foam. We're going to show you how quick and easy it can be to create it. Yeah, so here we go. All right, so I'm going to go to our home page. Well, I thought I was. There we go. So this is our Hoffmann Group website, www.hoffmann-group.com. You'll notice right here, I'm logged in, and the way that I know is it says m.gary, that's my login. If you are not logged in, it'll say click here to log in. And if you need to create a username, you can click there, and then there's a subset box that says create a username. And so if you need help with that, you can feel free to reach out to us. I am going to show you how to access the configurator once you're logged in. So to do that, you will take your mouse, click on Service, you will hover down over Workstations and Storage, and then come up and click on eForm. Once we're in here, you will scroll down and there's an orange box that says to the configurator. If you're not logged in, there will be a note right here that says log in to access the configurator. I'm going to click on it, and I hope that it opens a new web page. There we go. All right, so we're now in the configurator. The new web page here is what that button takes you to. Once we're in here, this web page, by the way, is custom to your company. So what I mean by that is when you click on projects, it will pull up the projects that you have done in the past. This is kind of a Hoffmann Group test site that we have that I'm on, and so these are previous projects that we've done. To get started, I'm going to click on this orange button right here, New Project. You do have to name your project. So I'm going to name it as our webinar. Hit Save. And so it pulls up, this is now a project in our system. It also notifies me that there's not anything in this project yet. So to proceed, you would go to New Item. And these are the options that you have. You can see we have preloaded cabinets, toolboxes, and drawers that are in our catalog where the dimensioning and all of the difficult work has already been done. So you can combine a cabinet and a foam. I'm not going to touch on that today. At a future webinar, we may do that. Today, we're just going to go over how to create a foam insert. You'll have to name the insert as well. I'll name it the same. Just because I know what I'm creating. You would measure your drawer if it's going in a custom cabinet. Measure it. This is where you put it in at. Actually, I'm going to change this to 500 millimeters today. Just a couple other quick things to mention. Right here is all the different thicknesses and different color options that we have. You can also see that we do have ESD foam standard in the system as well. So we won't go into that. I'm going to leave it on the standard today. So I'm going to save it. And now it's showing this foam in here. On each of these, you can go up to this Edit Properties button right here. You could rename the project if you need to. The screen that we were just in, this same Edit Properties button refers to the foam. And you can go back in if you realize that you need to edit the length, width, or the depth. You can do that through here. You can also copy it. All of these you can play with. To edit the foam, you're going to click on the pencil. And so here we are. Now we are looking at a top view of the foam. The left side over here, these are all the items in our catalog. The best way to navigate this is to use one of our hard catalogs or an online catalog and get part numbers to put in here. The search function, this is inside of this program. It is not intended just really to be a search function. If you search screwdriver, you'll get a lot. So I'm going to pull up just the part numbers that we want to put in today. So the first one that I'm going to start with is a wrench set, which is 613710. One other thing to mention, you can see right here the size. So this is our generic part number, and then there are different sizes. So this one has 9 wrenches, 12, 16, and they have different sizes associated that you can see in our catalog. Today we are going to go with the size 9. And from here, this is the easy part. It's click and drag. This is where I was saying you don't have to have special training. It's really easy and simple to use. So once I've got it in, it's pulling this as a unit. This button down here, especially for wrenches, is important. This right here, it is in German. Forgive us for that. But the top one means the wrenches are laying flat. The bottom one means that they're turned upright on their sides. They're standing. So those are in. We'll come back and visit them. My general rule of thumb is get everything in. Get all the tools that you want in and then organize it later. The next thing that I'm going to bring in is our screwdriver set. And you will notice after I drop this in, there is also another box down here where the laying or standing was. And this is, some items have been scanned in multiple ways to make it easier for you to organize it. And so I'm going to go with layout 2. It uses the space a little bit better. Next, I'm going to put a wrench set in. This also, just the same as the screwdrivers, has multiple layouts. Normally this picture is working. I don't know why at the bottom it wasn't right there. You may not even know what I was referring to. A quick thing to note. So on these items, this green, the line and the green ball right here is referring to a tool that you can use to rotate. If you rotate inside of this circle, it rotates on these axes. If you go outside, it is not limited to anything. It can hit really any angle that you want, which is nice for if you've got a really tight layout. For today, we're going to stay a little bit more simple and keep everything straight and in line. All right, the final tool that I'm going to bring in is a caliper. Which I will place right there. One thing to note, okay, so there are collision parameters on the configurator. So right now, this green checkbox in the upper right-hand corner tells me that this foam could be produced. It's good to go. If I collide the handle of these pliers with this caliper, I not only get a red triangle right here telling me that a collision has occurred, but I also, that green checkbox goes away, and it tells me that this foam is not configurable as it currently sets. All right, now I'm going to just do a couple things. I want to show you a simple tool that we have to help you. So right now, all of these tools are together in a group. So this button over here, all of these, by the way, all of these buttons on the side are different tools that we have. I'm not going to be able to hit all of them today, but this is a group or ungroup tool. I'm going to ungroup, and then if I click off of it, now it just highlights the one, whereas before it highlighted the entire group. So just to show you a couple other tools, I'm going to move those kind of to the extents that I want to go to. This is a distribute tool. And so I'm going to distribute the margins of these wrenches horizontally to take up the whole space, to make it look a little bit better. And so when I did that, you can see that looks a lot better. Also, when I moved these, now the bottoms of them are offline a little bit. So I've still got them highlighted. Just below the distribute button was an align button. And I'm going to align the bottoms of them to pull them all. In fact, I'm going to grab all of these and align the bottom to put them together. So the final thing, well, actually there's one more tool that I'm going to show you. Laser etching. You could label every single one of these wrenches. They're all turned on their side. You could grab right here and say that this is your 10mm wrench. It comes out, it looks really nice on the configurator. That's how it shows it. If you wanted, you know, to get fancy with it and say that this is Bob's Toolbox. You can laser etch the foams however you like. That's a feature that we offer. Now, once I've got everything in that I want, and now that I moved that, let me. The last thing to do is to put your finger holes in. So how am I going to get these tools out? I do this last. If you do it first and you move stuff around, it turns into a nightmare. These are the same. It's a preset finger hole width, and so I will draw it in, get it really close. I'm actually going to take it and go all the way across these guys, and then right here the same. I'm going to grab it and level it out every time. It's impossible to draw it perfectly leveled out. So I'll rough it in. Click it and do that. Last one. So there we go. That is, you know, that was, I guess, on the actual configurator was about 10 minutes. I would guess this foam in that first one that I showed you that was cut with a knife would take an employee about an hour or 2 hours to cut out. And it's this is a far superior product. So yeah, that's all I'm going to touch on today. Thank you all for your time. Does anybody have any questions? Please feel free to ask them. I don't know if it needs to come up on a chat. Thanks, Aaron. Yes, you can add a logo. That would be a service that we would need to work with you all with. Essentially, whoever your personal representative for Hoffmann is, you could work with them, send them your logo, and we can have your logo put on a foam. So yes, that is a possibility.
Click on your speaker option underneath the speaker. You have like that little bar that's underneath. No, not that one. That's the mic. The one underneath it. Yeah, click on that one. Change that one to the speakerphone.
Angela, I think you asked the best question now. And I am so sorry. I couldn't make it out before it disappeared on me.
Website.
That was the how-to.
Ashley, by the way, I can hear you guys.
Okay, sorry about that.
You're good. That is the how-to on the website. Yes, we will be recording this and posting it. And Ashley, you may want to butt back in on that and tell us kind of how we're going to post that.
Now you need to hear me. Yes, we will be posting. We are recording this webinar. Sorry about that. We got disconnected and had to come back on. We are recording this webinar, so it will be posted on the website as soon as we can get it up there. and we will send out all the information about that in the e-newsletter. So, and if we have your email address here today, we'll send it to you directly so you have a link to it.
Great, thanks, Ashley. Does anybody else have any questions or anything that I did not cover clearly? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was scrolling down. I'm just not getting the other questions. Kevin, thanks for your question. So after you design an eForm and purchase it through Hoffmann Group, the eForms currently take ballpark 4 weeks to arrive. That's just our current, with our production capacity. That's our current lead time on them. Oh, there you go. Same question from Angela as Kevin. It's about 4 weeks. If there is a need, we have been able to produce them faster, but the basic run through is 4 weeks. Paul, I'm looking, when you said when you labeled the cutouts, is the label embedded below? Are you talking about below the tool or okay, so the 10 millimeter, it's right here if you can see my screen. That 10 is the way that this is set up. I'm going to move this real quick. So this is a 6 millimeter tall text example, and the laser inscription is about 1 millimeter deep. You can see it really well on the foam layout. Right here, you can't see it, but I have it positioned right above the wrench. So that's how it would work. In the configurator, it would not be underneath the tool. We do offer a product that essentially is a layout of the foam that would be on a sheet of paper that would come with it, that you could set underneath the foam, and it would have all of these, like the design of the layout with the part number for each tool in there and the size overlaid on that cutout on the sheet of paper, so that if you ever lost something, you could easily just pull that out, reference it, and order a replacement. I hope that answers your question. On the configurator, you cannot put the laser label in the grip recess. It has to be on a blank piece of the top foam. Good deal. Thanks, Aaron. Aaron said, "Is there a way to tell what a tool is if you lose it?" That would go to the product that I just mentioned, which is, well, there's 2 ways. One, if you design these yourself and you hover over a tool, it pulls the part number up. So you could go on your configurator, and if this tool was missing, you could see the part number. You could access that online through the system, or you could order the overlay that would go with it, that's on a sheet of paper that labels every tool through an image that you could set underneath the foam, so that you wouldn't have to go to a computer. You could just pull it out, reference it, and then you know your part number to reorder. Thank you all for the questions, by the way. I do welcome them. There's as I run through it, the ways that I generally interact with the system come to mind. But if you have a different way that your mind goes to interact with it, it helps me to answer that question a lot better. So thank you. Of course, thank you, Paul. And Aaron, one more. How do we order the foams? That is a good question. First of all, so through any of this, if you all have any questions, and I can put this back up at the end, you can reach out to us. You can call us or send an email to to our sales inbox, and someone will be glad to get back with you in person to help you with this. Or anyone else. If you have different people, we would love to come in person and set up a follow-up to show you all how to use this in more depth and personally to kind of walk through the steps. To answer Aaron's questions, how do I order the foams? So once you're logged in, right here, I would hit save. And then you'll get this bar that says the layout has been saved. I'll go back to my project list right up here at the top. And when it opens it up, the first step in this would be creating a quote for the product. So right here, looks like just in our test account, there's some other things in there. But you would click right here now that adds it to your shopping cart up here. You would go in there and just basically follow it through. If there are tools in there, there's an option to receive a quote. I'm going to remove. So there's an option. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. There we go. This checkbox right here. So these are all the tools that we put in. So right now you're submitting for the foam. You can add the tools in, and then our inside sales staff will send you a quote with the foam and the tools included. So this price right here is just the basic initial foam charge. This is not including the tools. Thanks for that question, Aaron. Any other questions? Let me jump back in. All right. Any more questions? All right. Is there a discount if you buy more than one foam? The answer is yes. So the way that these work, these foams are CNC milled, and so they're a single foam. There's a one-time charge for programming the CNC machine, and that programming fee is a one-time charge. So if you order two, you pay it once. So that automatically brings the price down. And if you order more than two foams, there is a quantity discount at greater than two foams. So thank you for that question. Angela,
Hey, Michael,
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to answer Angela's question. Angela, our next webinar, this is actually a series that we have started that we think, would just be helpful to our customers. So that is actually the next webinar that we have planned. That will probably happen in early to mid-May, and that will be how to use your own tools in the configurator, just because it's a little different from using our existing things that are in the catalog. But if you need help with that, you are certainly welcome to reach out to our inside sales team, or if you know who your outside sales representative is, they can walk you through that entire process and help you with that.
Thank you for the help, Ashley. Well, good deal. We'll hang out for a minute or two more to see if there's any more questions. But thank you all for your time. Thanks for giving us a half hour of your day. I know your time's valuable, and we don't take that lightly. So we're excited to help you guys with this product. I think it's something that can really help you guys out a lot. So sincerely, thank you for your time.